Holmes did when he went ballistic in the fantasy when it first came out in like 2002.
That's great.
Priest Holmes is a fantasy football legend, and he's putting up those numbers. You don't have the right to bitch.
So I don't remember who it was. I think it was Zach Ertz. Barely scored a touchdown. And the player he was talking to on the sideline said something like, you scored that touchdown, right? And he said, yeah, I had to. My fantasy owners are counting on me. I think it was Zach Ertz, but I'm not positive.
That sounds like it would be the right... Like, I get why people say it in jest and jokingly and stuff like that, but I also understand why players don't give a shit. Like, certain players, I understand why they don't care. Like, Todd Gurley was like, really? Really? I didn't do enough for your fantasy team? I didn't do enough for you sitting at the couch eating chips? I didn't do enough this Sunday for you? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I would pay it no mind either. Be like, oh, really? Because I just played about 3 hours of a football game, sweating my ass off in California for you to get fantasy points and win your game.
And I got this fool calling me all hours of the night, trying to help me in my touchdown dance, telling me to do the hokey pokey.
Yeah, dude, sorry, my team is 8-0. I'm sorry I couldn't get into the end zone for you one more time. I'm really upset about that, Bob. Why don't you go to the refrigerator and get another beer, you turd? Sorry,
Bob in customer service.
Yeah. You know what's going to happen tomorrow? I'm going to take an ice bath. You know what's going to happen tomorrow? You're going to go back to your job at UPS. Shut the fuck up.
At UPS.
$13 an hour.
Oh, God.
Gotta love it.
And that is Tony's I Can't Rant.
Seriously. Like, anybody complaining about... Like, I accidentally grabbed Melvin Gordon over Todd Gurley for the first overall pick. Thankfully, Melvin Gordon's had a really good season.
Actually, first overall pick?
Yeah, extremely well. He's actually one of the top 3 backs in fantasy football. So, I didn't get screwed. But for anyone to bitch that Todd Gurley, I needed another touchdown. If you needed another touchdown, you're a lot worse at this than I think.
I literally just said I needed him to score another touchdown. I would have won.
Yeah, but you admittedly say you're not great at fantasy.
I'm not very good at
That's
it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But for most people, if that was the deciding factor, I'm sorry. But there's other places you probably screwed up in your lineup.
Do you know what this means? Me not being very good at fantasy football? It means I'm not winning the jersey. It means I'm not winning the jersey.
I guess. I'm trying to win it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm in second, okay? I've got my eyes on Bin there with that.
I don't want you to... I don't want you to win it. I want one of our listeners to win it.
That's nice, but I want a jersey. So, listen.
I feel the same way, Tone. Don't you?
You got invited into this. I'm sorry I'm better than you. Maybe listen to the podcast, you'll learn a couple things.
Or not. Don't listen to me. Well, listen to me. Don't listen to my advice.
I mean, Dan's here. He'll say some things. I'll give you some advice.
Yeah, so if you're looking for a tight end, Jake Butt is definitely the tight end to go with.
I can't take you seriously.
Oh, well, I don't take myself seriously either.
That I believe.
So tonight, the College Football Playoff Top 25, as we transition now to college football, the College Football Playoff Top 25 was revealed. And as you might have guessed, we have some pretty big issues with it. So let me just run through the current College Football Playoff Top 25. We'll start 25 and work our way down. 25 Virginia, 24 Iowa State, 23 Fresno State, 22 Boston College, 21 NC State. Do you have a problem with any of these?
I wasn't listening.
Of course you weren't. 25 Virginia, 24 Iowa State, 23 Fresno State, 22 Boston College, 21 NC State. I do have one problem.
I actually don't have much of a problem with that breakdown.
My problem is, why is NC State still on the list and Houston not?
Yeah, okay. I can get that argument. I see that argument. Yeah. But I think it's just they're giving NC State the benefit of the doubt because they've
two bad losses. They got smashed by Clemson and then came back after a bye and lost to Syracuse badly.
But Syracuse is also 6-2, so you can make the argument that where's Syracuse on this list?
Syracuse on this list is 19.
Okay, so all right, at least they're represented right there because they should be ahead of them. But that being said, Houston probably deserves to be there. I think it's because they're giving them the benefit of the doubt of having a tough strength of schedule. Because as overrated as I personally believe Clemson is, they're still a top 3 team.
Yeah,
in the eyes of the NCAA.
I'm starting to think that Clemson's better than we thought.
I
swear
think
to God,
Clemson is getting into their stride.
I swear to God, if Kelly Bryant were the quarterback, they'd have 2 losses by now. Kelly Bryant would have lost Syracuse, without a doubt. Kelly Bryant would have lost that game. Kelly Bryant probably wouldn't have helped them beat NC State. That was all Trevor Lawrence being able to stretch the field.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're hitting their stride, but I'm not convinced that this Clemson team is any good, and the playoffs may show that.
We'll see.
If they get into the playoffs. Because I could totally see them underestimating somebody and fucking a whole situation up by themselves. Ohio State did it against Purdue. Although they had... God damn them, make everyone hate us. You're going to bring in a kid with a heartwarming story.
Terminal illness. The kid is literally...
Everybody that's watching this now hates Ohio State. Everyone's rooting against them except for Ohio State.
Listen, if you didn't already dislike Ohio State, they're the worst team in the world right now.
And furthermore, that's bullshit, because, and I'll tell you why. Most of the kid received a bunch of cards after this. Half of the cards that he received thousands of cards telling him to stay strong and wishing him well wishes. Half of them came from the state of Ohio.
I mean, it's not... I mean, Purdue's in Indiana. Indiana and Ohio are close.
Right, but I mean, the game was nationally televised, which most people I don't think were watching it because they're like, why am I going to watch Ohio State play against Purdue? Oh, joke's on you. Ohio State didn't show up for 3 quarters. You missed a good game because we were napping. We're still on the fucking bus. We're still in Columbus.
Yeah. Do you know what? I had a thought. I think what the coolest thing that you could do if you're a college football player, especially in the Big Ten, I don't think the national anthem should be played while the players are on the field. I think the players should be up in the stands, and after the national anthem is done, when they wave to the Children's Hospital, the players for both Iowa and the opposing team should stand up there and wave with the fans at the kids.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. It's a good idea. Yeah, definitely. I mean, Big Ten is definitely getting more to that, pay it forward. But I mean, it should because there's a lot of really good medical schools in the Big Ten.
Yeah, Northwestern's one of the top 10 schools in the country.
Yeah, well, yeah, not football wise, but
I mean, they're going to win the Big Ten West.
That's more Wisconsin's fault than they're doing. Okay, that's more of Wisconsin's fault.
Yeah. Anyways, so 20 is Texas A&M, 19 Syracuse, 18 Mississippi State, 17 Texas, 16 Iowa. Okay.
I don't have a problem with any of those. Texas definitely deserved to tumble that far.
11 spots.
Definitely.
Jesus.
Iowa, again, solid team. They deserve to be in the top 20.
They lost to a team that was ranked 1 spot ahead of them in a close game.
Yeah. Yep.
In a game that they forced 2 safeties.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Iowa's a tough team. They've been building that program for a while, so no problems with that.
Number 15, Utah. 14, Penn State. 13, West Virginia. 12, Central Florida. 11, Florida. Here's where we get into all the bullshit. Central Florida's better than Florida.
That I agree with you with. I don't think Florida's very good.
West Virginia's better than Florida.
Yeah, Florida needs to go back down.
To about 15 or 16.
Yeah, and then everyone should move up. That's where the real issue is. I don't know why Florida's getting acknowledged like this, but they don't deserve it.
Because the SEC bias.
Well, they don't deserve it.
No, they don't.
It's stupid. They're up there so that they can get into a better bowl game, so there's an SEC team in the bowl game.
The highest ranked Pac-12 team, or not highest, the first Pac-12 team that we've come across is Utah at 15.
Utah's really good.
Yeah, Utah is.
Yeah, Utah is surprisingly really good.
Their defense is incredible.
Well, that's what makes them really impressive. They can slam the door on almost anybody.
And not only that, they're innovative. They're a creative offense.
Oh yeah, their coaches. Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah.
Number 10, Ohio State. Number 9, Kentucky. Number 8, Washington State. Number 7, Oklahoma. Number 6, Georgia. I'm not even going to acknowledge the fact that Kentucky is ranked ahead of Ohio State.
I feel like that's just a ploy to get them excited about basketball.
No, I think it's hyping up the game between Georgia and Kentucky.
Oh, it definitely is, but I think it's getting the people more excited. Like, oh yeah, Kentucky. Oh well, we have basketball coming up. We're going to be in the top 10 for sure there. Because after this match, they're not going to be in the top 10. You can kiss that goodbye. Georgia should mull over them.
Kentucky versus Georgia. Winner essentially locks up the SEC East. So that's an intriguing matchup. A lot of people thought Benny Snell was going to be a Heisman candidate. I sniffed that out that he wasn't pretty early on. But whatever. How did I fuck this up? Oh no, I did it right. Never mind, sorry. Number 5, Michigan. Number 4, Notre Dame. Number 3, LSU. Number 2, Clemson. And number 1, Alabama, Birmingham. Could you imagine? Alabama, Birmingham.
I mean, I'm not...
Go Blazers!
I'm not terribly surprised by the top 5. I mean, that's where it's probably going to sit until somebody loses.
I'm a little surprised.
It's going to happen this weekend.
I'm a little surprised. Well, yeah, it has to because LSU and Alabama play.
Yeah.
I'm surprised LSU is ahead of Notre Dame. I'm surprised Georgia's behind Michigan.
I think Michigan would be in front of Georgia. Again, I also think that Notre Dame is probably... But I also understand why Notre Dame is behind LSU. Notre Dame typically has a tough schedule, but it hasn't been as tough. There's a lot of good names on their schedule, but it's not as tough as it seems.
Well, I mean, they beat the number 5 team in the nation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they got up to number 5 by beating okay teams along the way.
Yeah.
They didn't really beat anybody.
Michigan's best win has been Michigan State.
Yeah, and that's not that impressive.
They beat them in Michigan State or at Michigan State.
Right, I understand, but that's not great. I don't know, we'll see how this all ends up playing out, but I understand they should be right near each other at that point. Georgia should probably be a step behind them. LSU being ahead of both of them, I get, because LSU plays a tougher schedule, but it's not going to matter, too. Because LSU is going to play Alabama, and either they win in advance and one of them takes a massive tumble. And I don't even think it's that massive. I don't think either one of them falls out of the top 10.
What if LSU does beat Alabama?
It's happened before.
I'm just saying, what if... Because Alabama looks unbeatable. Tua hasn't even... I don't think he's aware that there's a fourth quarter in a game.
Yeah.
What if LSU beats Alabama... Do you think Alabama drops any lower than 4th?
Probably not, knowing the NCAA, but they probably should.
Because Michigan's going to lose this week. Georgia would move up. Clemson, I don't know. Clemson would probably be number 2 still. LSU would jump to number 1 if they beat Alabama.
Notre Dame's not going to lose for the rest of the year.
I mean, they've got a couple of tough games. Northwestern plays tough. And they've also got USC, who loves to spoil things.
Yeah, but this USC team has been pretty not good.
Yeah.
Downright.
Well, they've been inconsistent, is what it is. They've been good, they've been terrible.
Right, but inconsistent is the most generous way you can put it.
All right, so let me give my top 25. Because I think I like mine better.
Of course you do. That's shocking.
I'm going to start with one that is probably one that you guys are going to be like, you're an idiot. But they beat a ranked team this week. They've played consistently well all season. Number 25, Georgia Southern. 24, Texas A&M. 23, Syracuse. 22, Mississippi State. 21, Boston College. What do you think about those so far?
Okay. I mean, the 25 can be interchangeable between a lot of other teams typically.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you recognize another team that's outside of it.